Come Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How you doing? Happy Monday to you.
I hope you had a good weekend.
We sure did. Had a good week. We went to a show. We had a good time at worship experience. We went out to eat a couple of times. We had a good weekend. But today we're going back to our roots, baby. We're going back to teaching what we learned. Today we have a wonderful topic. The topic is
The one thing.
The one thing. And it comes from a classic book by a guy named Gary Keller. The one thing. We're going to discuss it today.
Gary Keller was in real estate.
Yep. And him and his partners decided, because they were in competition with all these other real estate companies, and they were thinking, what can we do that would make a difference in our business? The one thing is based upon the basic premise of the concept of one thing is, what is one thing that you can do that if you do it will make everything else either easier or unnecessary? So if you do that one thing, everything else is going to be either easier to do or not necessary to do at all. Okay. So they were brainstorming about what one thing they could do that would make their real estate business easier. And they decided that if Gary, of the three of them, if Gary wrote a book on real estate, okay, that would make a difference in them. If he had wrote the book on how to buy and sell real estate.
Good morning, Uzama. So he wrote the book, and they went on to actually corner the market.
And then he learned more. He learned about the myth of multitasking. Because a lot of people say, I'm a great multitasker. You ever heard that one? I've had that furious argument with my wife many a time. That multitasking, the myth of multitasking. And they prove in that book that in 2009, they demonstrated and proved beyond a shadow of a doubt, you're not a good multitasker. You're doing one thing at a time. But what happens is with the myth of multitasking is you're doing more than one thing in a subpar way. You're not doing any of it excellently.
Okay?
And I know some women repulse at that. I'm a great mother and doing laundry and cook it and raising the husband at the same time. Well, you know, you're juggling fast. That's what you're doing. Jay Mattier is in the house. What's up, man? How you doing, Jay? How you doing, brother Uzama Ra? Today's topic is the one thing. The one thing. Let's talk about it. Miss Phyllis, good morning.
Susan. Good morning, Miss Phyllis.
Good morning, Susan Kennedy. How you doing?
The group of men proved that was not a thing.
You don't think there was any women on the study?
I don't.
The one thing by Gary Keller, that's one of the things, the myth of multitasking. The myth of multitasking.
The myth of multitasking. So proven to be a myth by a group of men.
So you want to disparage their results, huh?
Yeah.
My goodness gracious.
Yeah.
I got it right
there. They are men.
Go ahead. So what they're men? Men can't think?
No, they can think. That's not it. It's just when you're going to prove or disprove something, you have to first identify that it is that you have an understanding of what it is that you're endeavoring to prove or disprove.
So if you had heard that Betty White proved that multitasking is a myth, would it have been easier for you to digest? You would say no, she probably had men influencing her.
No, she didn't prove it because it is not proven. It's actually misunderstood.
It is too proven.
No. Just because somebody wrote it down and said this is proven.
That's the authority.
No, that's not the way it works. If that was true, then we would have had a flat land forever. We would still be living in a flat world.
Yes, until someone else.
wrote it down and decided that it was going to be something else. So that's not the proof.
It is. You don't want to accept it.
No, what I'm
Does
saying
my wife
is
look pretty on the screen with her face framed?
what I'm very good. What I'm saying is that if your definition of multitasking is potentially flawed, then proving the flawed definition is not accurate. Okay.
Yeah.
You can be right.
Exactly.
I mean, I promise you, I'm never gonna take away the right for you to think in your seat that what you believe is true.
I would.
Good. And that's all that matters.
How was your weekend, y'all? How was your weekend? We do want to delve into this concept of the one thing.
The one thing.
What is one thing that, Susan Kendi, what is one thing that if you were to do it, it would make everything else in your world easier or not even necessary? Miss Phyllis, what is one thing in your life that if you were to do that thing, other things in your life would be easier to do or unnecessary to do at all? Uzama Ra, is there one thing that you can do that will either, that if you did this thing, would make other things in your life either easier to do or not necessary to do at all? Dr. Lisa, is there one thing in your life that if you were to do that thing, it would make everything else in your life either easier or not necessary to do at all?
What could that be? What would that be? Is it actually doing more of the identified one thing, or is it actually creating more balance? What is?
Yeah, even that, creating another balance. That's another myth, by the way. That's the one thing, the myth of a balanced life. Uzama Ra says, for me,
It's becoming a better investor.
so if he became a better investor, other things in his life would be easier or not necessary to do at all. You know what, Uzama? I can easily see how that's a truism, how that's true. If he became a better investor, there'll be other things in his life that he wouldn't have, that would be much easier to do because he'd have more money, more sustained money, and some things he wouldn't even have to do at all. For example, if he ever considered taking a part-time job, he wouldn't have to, that kind of thing. That's what my brain went to. Thank you for that, Uzama. Thank you for that submission. What's one thing, if you were to do it, would make other things in your life either easier or not necessary to do at all?
I wonder if cutting out distractions.
That's a big thing throughout the whole, distractions. Distractions they take us away from the focus that we need. Focus. And focus is a major part too. One person described genius as the ability to focus on one thing.
But I think there's still something to be said for the distractions and for the breaking of focus, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are some elements of discovery that come from distraction.
Certainly could. Sometimes a distraction will free your mind to either learn something
Or
new
look
or
at something from a
or
different
see it a different
perspective.
way or see it through new eyes. Even that could be the case. Focus, distractions
All
are
right,
important, but
Shirley.
they can get in the way of the most important thing. One thing I did learn this morning, I'd been through this book before, but I learned something. I don't remember ever learning this part of it. How many of you guys ever read a book before and thought you had it, and then go back and read that book again and realized you missed some stuff, or you relearned some stuff, or whatever? But I got something new out of the book today, this morning, actually. The concept of willpower. If you just have more willpower, you could stop smoking or stop drinking. But the challenge with willpower that I discovered today is it's proportional to your energy at the time that you have to use the willpower.
Mm-hmm.
So, like if you're already tired, you'll have less willpower. Like if you worked all day and your energy is low, you're not going to have as much willpower as you will.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Mr. Don Callahan, how are you doing this morning?
Welcome, welcome. So sometimes allowing yourself to rest can improve your willpower. based on that.
Yes, allowing you to rest took on its own willpower. Take that off. Take that off. Is that something we would read?
Don says, "Good morning. I'm in 2018. I wrote an illustrated children's book as a joke for a coworker. It took on its own life. I wrote it to honor and surprise my friend, but that act of selflessness has led me to look for other opportunities to serve. It warms my heart and has changed the way that I view the world. And it's about gratitude."
Well, thank you, Don.
I appreciate that.
Thank you, Don. Today's topic is how was your weekend?
Good morning,
But
William
also
Brown.
the one thing. What is one thing that if you were to do that thing, it would either make other things in your life easier or not necessary? What is the one thing for you? And then the book, not only that was great. I'm glad you brought that up. Your willpower is impacted by your energy at the time that you need the willpower. So if you're tired, you will have less willpower than you will if you had rested, which goes back to what DrLisa was just saying. If you rest before you have to engage your willpower, take a nap or something before you have to engage your willpower, then you'll have more willpower because you got a chance to, so to speak, recharge your battery. Does that part make sense to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So identifying the one thing is often the biggest issue.
And they have an
Because a lot of
exercise how to do
times,
that.
what is their exercise?
We stopped right before we went. But there is an exercise in the book on two things you can do to find out your one thing.
Shirley said, "What's the name of the book?"
The book is called
One Thing.
The One Thing by Gary Keller. The One Thing by Gary Keller. And there are exercises for you to discover, but she's right. Finding out what's your real one thing, that if you were to do that one thing and make other things easier or not necessarily do it all. And the book also delves into the Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule. The 20% of your activities produce 80% of your results. And then 20% of your sales force makes 80%, brings in 80% of the money, the top 20%, those things. And it made me think, where does my money that I earn really come from? And it comes from about 20% of my activities. A good percentage of regular income for me comes from alignable.com. And I don't even give it that much attention. But still, I'm giving it 20% effort, but it's bringing in money like that. It just does consistently.
Amen. Jay Mattier said, "Went to a great men's retreat this weekend." Which
I saw that. I saw the pictures of it. Men's retreat, they had a fire going, they had their cigars out. That was nice. I'm glad you did, Jay.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah.
Dr. Deborah Dunstan, you're here on a good day, Dr. Deborah Dunstan, because we're discussing the one thing.
I'm looking forward to the retreat in June, but I actually was reminiscing on the retreat that Dr. Deborah attended with me back in 2018. I didn't realize that it was that far back. The women's empowerment retreat that we went on to Cane Creek. And it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. We had a wonderful time in nature, and it was essentially a chance to just renew your connection with self, with spirit, and with nature. It was wonderful.
I've only done one men's retreat with the men. It was 14 men went, and it was back in 2014. It was the last time I did a men's retreat where just men went. We went to the mountains, and we had a big, big cabin, and we cooked, and we had our fire going, and we drank and smoked cigars and played our music. We were there for from Thursday till Tuesday. We got there on Thursday. We left back out of there on Tuesday, and hey,
Amen.
how cool is that? I would have been front row for a segment called Cigars and Scriptures. Brian, that segment was called Cigars and Scriptures. That would have been all kinds of up my alley.
That retreat was beautiful. It really was. I am looking forward to what God is unfolding for our June retreat. And I'm actually looking forward to our meeting, Dr. Deborah. I think it's today. I think we're scheduled for today. I'm not sure, but I gotta check my calendar. I gotta check my calendar. I just don't want to check it right this second. But right here on the inside bruh.
Oh, well, you know what happened. I had the volume up for the rain sounds.
Uh-huh. So I'm telling you, sometimes the one thing is about getting recharged so that you can see the one thing again in your mind.
Recharging. Here it is again. The recharging of it. The charging up your battery so that you can. That's significant to me right now, actually.
This weekend we took a little mini recharge, a little mini date on Friday.
Oh my
Last
goodness.
minute. It was very nice.
It was impromptu. My wife hit me up in the afternoon on Friday and said, "Hey, you want to go see Tony Rock tonight?" I'm like, "For sure." Like, yes. So we went and saw Tony Rock at the Comedy Zone here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Tony Rock, the stand-up comedian, and his act that comes with him, his opening act, they were phenomenal. Tony was masterful. He was great. He was funny. He was fast. He kept it going, and he engaged the crowd in a fun way. He did a long set too. He told jokes an hour. Tony Rock by himself. That's why they only had two comedians. But he joked for an hour. But he was great.
William Brown says, I consider willpower.
This is gonna be good. Go ahead.
We gain or lose access to our willpower based on our choices or our distractions. And using that power depends on our commitments. And it is showed, and it is beyond a one thing.
Whoa. We can't leave that yet. He says, I consider willpower differently. We gain or lose. Back up, please. He said, we gain or lose access to our willpower based on our choices and or distractions. We gain or lose our willpower based upon choices we make or distractions in front of us. That's what William Brown is espousing right now. And using that power depends on our commitments. Really. And it is beyond. See, we almost need a sermon, William Brown. We almost need a deeper dive with you. Dr. Deborah says.
Dr. Lisa, I am looking forward to connecting with you today. God has been really revealing so much for Sunday at the retreat. Amen. I am looking forward to it.
That's gonna be good too. God got me out of bed early this morning. I woke up, okay, and I moved my mask. It was still dark out, and tossing and turning. I'm trying to go back to sleep, and I can't. So I got out of bed, and it was 4:30 a.m. I got out of bed. So I figured I could go to the bathroom, I could go back to bed, but I couldn't. So I started writing notes on my phone in the bathroom. So then I washed my face in the bathroom, and then I was like, okay, let me put on some sweats and stuff. And I went to my desk and I started writing at my desk, and I was working with my AI companion, and I got some stuff done today, and I felt great. But what woke me up at 4:30? What woke me up at 4:30 and wouldn't let me go back to sleep was purpose. That's what woke me up. Purpose. There's some stuff I want to do, stuff I want to be, stuff I want to have and go. Purpose woke me up and wouldn't let me go back to sleep.
William Brown goes on to say it's a great week for him because he has a meeting with Dr. Deborah too.
Woo, Dr. Deborah, y'all probably can't even get us on her calendar anymore. She's busy like that. Okay. But that's also a testament to her value to the world around her. I love it. Thank you very much. But that's right, William Brown. You got to meet with her too.
You ain't said nothing. You ain't said nothing.
I'll see your meeting with Dr. Deborah and raise you my own.
Amen. So, what is the one thing for you? What is that one thing that you focus on that gives you life? Right? Is it community? Is it creating a community where people with like minds can come together and birth ideas that they could not have done on their own? Is it your business? Is it your calling? What is it? What is your one thing?
That book also says Lisa didn't want to agree with multitasking as a myth. There's another part you probably disagree with too. He's talking about the myth of balanced life, the myth of a balanced life. And he talked about how in the 80s, when the influx of women in the workforce reached what's called critical mass, well, they still raising the children in the household too, so they began to seek out a balanced life. And then in the 90s, men like, we want a balanced life too. This is all in the book, by the way. So we want a balanced life too. But the book summates, you're not going to get balance. And the premise that they have is, when you work, be all the way at work, and when you're at home, be all the way with your family. Other speakers that we know and respect, they call that traveling. They call that, when you're at home, your mind is still at work. And when you're at work, your mind is still at home. And you're always tired because you're always traveling mentally. But the book bangs the drum that when you're at home, be all the way at home. And when you're at work, be all the way at work. Now, I'm judging by your facial expressions. You probably got something to say about that.
Dr. Deborah says, congratulations.
What?
To William Brown for receiving his 501c3 declaration for the nonprofit. She already has a funder that she is ready to connect.
Congratulations, William Brown and everybody that supported William Brown. It's a process to get your 501c3 declaration. You had to do some stuff. You had to apply for some stuff. You had to write out some stuff. And William Brown got his. And William, how come she telling us and you didn't tell us, William Brown? Congratulations, man.
Shout it out. So my face regarding your balance is a myth. Balance is a myth, but it's not a myth for everybody.
Oh, God. Okay, go ahead, baby. What do you mean by that?
Keep working, keep home at home. You can't do that.
You can't do that?
You cannot. I cannot do that. Okay. Because at work, there are things that have to be juggled. At home, there are things that have to be juggled. When I say that, I don't mean the physical work, physical home, because I work from home, which further complicates things.
Right.
Because work and home is right here. Right?
Distractions are crazy. But what if you were in the office? You're saying you couldn't be in the office. And I can imagine.
You can't be in the office.
I can imagine situations where, even though you're at the office, you still got to deal with family. I can imagine that. Certainly. What's on your eye? Look at me. On your right eye. Look in your mirror. Here.
I don't know.
On the bottom part of your right eyeball. Yeah. Like that. Do that. That's right.
I don't know. So at work, women at work, people at work. Anyway, it's not even just women. It's people with multiple and diverse responsibilities that it's impossible to have only work at work or only home stuff at home. And that doesn't mean the balance is impossible. It just means creating a balance is more challenging.
Okay. I think you got me over into your camp on that one. That makes sense to me. Okay. I agree with you. You still roll your eyes.
That wasn't me rolling my eyes. That was me appreciating your deference.
I said I agree with you.
From the king. Thank you very much. What?
The question's been asked before. Sometimes married men in an argument just go silent. Okay? The question is, why do married men in an argument go silent?
Because they got good sense.
There's 3 reasons. And they all are bad. Why married men go silent in an argument. Reason number 1, okay, that all the options why they go silent are one option is, number 1 is to tell her the truth. Okay, which is always a bad option because that's going to be a fail for him 100% of the time. She's not going to agree with him. That's one bad option. Okay, The
Good
second,
morning
the
from Shirley
second
to
bad
Dr.
option
Deborah.
is to tell her what she wants to hear. Okay, which is also a bad option because he doesn't know what she wants to hear completely, and she may not know what she wants to hear completely either. So that's also a bad option for him.
Okay, what's the third option?
The third option is, what was the third option? Tell her the truth. Tell her what she wants to hear. It's escaping me. But they're all bad. Okay, that's why men tend to go silent because there's no good option to answer.
Is that it right?
Yep.
No, we're not so afraid. Somebody save him.
Oh, the same thing would ask the same question. Why does the woman have to cook every day and feed him every day?
You don't have to.
Well, she does.
Huh?
It's the law. You know why it's the law?
Miss Phyllis.
You know why it's the law?
Why?
Because legally, you have to feed your prisoner. You can't have a prisoner and have
You are not a prisoner.
But Shirley and Dr. Deborah are saying that good morning. Miss Phyllis always gets my jokes. Miss Phyllis and I, we hear. She always gets them.
Sure. I cannot with you.
That's right. Bad options. Okay.
But it's true. I think it is somewhat true though, because I have found it to be true that uh that it does take two to argue, and sometimes silence and eye roll will do just fine.
It's better than not. It's better to just not argue. Yeah.
Silence and an eye roll, and just keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Miss Phyllis says she don't agree always. Okay, you don't agree always. Who does?
This one wife asked her husband. She was marveling
Here we go.
at his ability to stay cool when people come at him with all kinds of issues. She's seen her husband do a lot of times. They come at him and they give him all kind of arguments and stuff, and he's unflappable. And he goes, she says, how can you handle all these people coming at you and giving you all this crap and you don't seem to be affected? He goes, man, I just tell them that they're right and I just keep it moving. You're right, and I just keep it going. And she goes, that's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard of. How you just gonna keep telling people that they're right? You gotta defend yourself. And he says to her, you're right.
I knew he was going to say that, and I knew it was going to be a corny joke.
I love that joke. You're right. Oh,
Shirley said it is not the law that a woman has to cook. There was a punchline in there, Shirley.
she has to feed a prisoner was the punchline.
He's not my prisoner anymore. I leave the cage open now.
Wow. The K joke. I want to say this as an aside. Today's topic is still the one thing. What is one thing that if you were to do it, it would make other things in your life? And I think it's a worthy question. If you don't have an answer right away, I think it's worth pondering. If there's one thing that if you were to do that thing would make other things in your life either easier to do or not necessary to do. This past weekend was the NCAA men's basketball tournament, March Madness.
Did you enjoy it?
I really did. But the funny thing is,
like he enjoyed it a lot.
But I wasn't. Normally, I'm looking forward to it. This year, I wasn't looking forward. So I was like, I'm not gonna be watching those games. That was my attitude before Thursday of last week. I don't care about. I'll just read about how the games went.
Yeah, but he was engaged in groups.
I got so caught up. The games were so compelling because it's one and done. As college kids, the games were close and sometimes with blowouts, but there was and the story. The TV does a great job of giving human interest stories about this player and that player.
Do you think
and that coach. Mm-hmm.
Because college has evolved now? Excuse me. Mm-hmm. That is, college sports has evolved a bit now, and with the NIL, that may have brought the fire out of in those games.
I think an ancillary benefit to the NIL, now that players can earn money for their name and image and likeness, Now they can earn money. It's causing them to not feel the urgency to leave college earlier, which means they stay longer, which means more fans get to know the players on a deeper level.
So they also get better?
And they do get better as players. They get better as players. The fans get to know them, and more people know their stories because they're not just one and done.
So does that mean that the national leagues are going to have another ancillary sort of spike?
What?
Because the college kids that will be going into the national league,
NBA, yeah.
NBA or NFL, right? They will have had more time to grow and develop.
They'll be better players.
They'll be better players.
And they have been. It's been proven lately. They come in rookies or outstanding. I saw some kids this weekend I know are going to be outstanding pros. Okay. And some of the people I know are going to be outstanding pros are freshmen like Acuff and Devonta. Those guys are amazing. Okay.
Ladies, did you see how that was done? I don't have a lot of knowledge about sports. Interject a few ancillary words that allow them to continue to see that you're engaged and attentive while enjoying the conversation. And that's one to grow on.
You happy now? I feel like you did something.
I did.
Jay, go get your girl, man. Did y'all see that nonsense? Well, I did enjoy the games this weekend. They were so compelling. I had a good time with them. I
watched not one game.
I watched them, and I had cigars with them, and it was just so great. I'm upset that because this was start off with 68 teams, and now they're down to 16. Okay, Dr. Deborah, stop it.
That's right,
Dr. Deborah. Stop it. Stop it. Shirley Dijon said, "Oh, we got that already." Are you kidding me? But anyway, I'm upset because they down to final 16, and the game start on Thursday and Friday this week. But the games don't start till late. I mean, 7, 9, 10 a.m., 10 p.m. starts. I don't like that.
Uzoma said the women of basketball, women are playing too. Hadn't heard of Aaliyah Chavez until her and the Sooners beat my game this year. Mm-hmm. And they may be heading for a rematch next week. Okay.
I thought South Carolina was out of it already. Okay.
Giving you an opportunity to see more of them allows them to gain more fans and more attention, more interest. I think it has improved the visibility of the team.
Thank you, Uzama, for bringing up the women. The women are playing now.
Uzama led a women basketball team, bro.
He does. He plays. I mean, follows the WNBA and well. But I haven't given the women game any attention at all this year. But Uzama is a loving reminder that they're competing too. Mm-hmm. They're competing too. It's 9:31, baby. You got the book handy?
Got the book handy.
Around 9:31. It's time that we set aside to do today in African American history. The topic is still the same. What's the one thing for you?
Do you remember who Sonya D played
for? Who? Sonya D?
Yeah, who she played.
I didn't even know she played anything.
She was in the WNBA.
She was in the WNBA? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes. She's one of my own.
Yep, Lisa got a lot of office, y'all. Okay. But today is March the 23rd, and we're coming from the book today in African American history, 366 days of African American achievements and accomplishments, right?
Yes, very good.
Well, we see the hurt.
Amen. On this day in history, March the 23rd, in 1995, Shirley Ann Jackson became the first African American woman to chair the Nuclear Regulatory Commission, the NRC. She was in charge of regulating the safety of the country's 110 nuclear power plants.
Oh, wow. That is a very important job, and Shirley Ann Jackson became the first African American woman to lead that. Now, I love these stories.
Read that word wrong.
What?
Nuclear. It doesn't.
Anyway, but think about when I hear my wife read these things out loud. The first one to do that, the first black woman to do this, first black man to do that. I think about what journey it took for them to get there. because no one else, they had no precedent. They were going to be the first one to do it. So that tells me they had to be tough for one, because you don't get to be the first in anything and be wimpy about it. You got to be
You
tough.
can't be wimpy.
No, you got to be
You
tough.
can't be wimpy.
You got to be resilient, because she was obviously, she couldn't have gotten to that place without being turned down and having some setbacks and some losses.
She's got to be a genius, because she's got to be
She's got to be brilliant. Yes,
absolutely. She's got to be more than able to carry her own, not only by the black men, not only by the white men, not only by the black men, but by anybody. She has to be better than everybody.
She's going to be judged every single day. How can a black woman have that job?
That's right, Dr. Deborah. Not only a woman, but a black woman.
Great accomplishment. That's an amazing. Her name is
Shirley Ann Jackson. Shirley DeJeanette Wyatt, your namesake.
Shirley Ann Jackson.
Ann
Let's
Jackson.
look her up afterwards and learn more about her. That was amazing. 1995. She's a hero.
The chair of the Nuclear Regulatory Committee. Whoa, that is serious. Absolutely, absolutely.
And I'm grateful that we've been committed to doing this daily.
Absolutely,
here, you know?
absolutely.
Only one, baby. We gotta go.
Absolutely, you can go.
I don't want you playing with it no more. Put it down. Come on, man. Let's just do another one, and I'll take away our time.
Y'all see that? I'm reclaiming my time just for that.
No, man. Because next thing you know, we'll be in a rush because we didn't do it. I have to be the time now.
No, you don't.
Yes,
no,
I do.
you do
yes,
not.
I do. You make me do it. If I don't do it, we'll be dawdling. Anyway, back on this thing. Okay. Back to the lecture at hand. Where'd that come from? Back to the lecture at hand.
I could have read a whole nother one.
No, you couldn't. Because then we would have been taken away from Shirley Ann Jackson. Goodness. Shirley Ann Jackson. That's what I wanted to leave our focus on today. All right. So anyway.
The chairman of the RNC.
That's right. Nuclear Regulatory it's
Committee.
It's the NRC, right?
Regulatory Nuclear Committee.
RNC.
Yeah.
Yes. Regulatory Nuclear Committee. That's right. So I wanted to leave it on her because that's an amazing accomplishment right there. I think that's just I think that'll do. Let's get back to this, can we?
Don't ask me like I have a vote.
Don't ask you like you have a vote.
That's right.
All right, so let's move on. Today's topic again is
the one thing
coming from the book, Gary Keller's book, The One Thing. That's the name of the book, actually. It's talking about the central question is there one thing that you could think of that if you were to do it, it would make other things in your life easier to do or not necessary to do at all? One thing for me, if I was to hire a teammate, hire someone to be support of my business, which I'm actively looking to do. I visited this at the end of December, early January. I started to recruit to hire a VA, but now I don't want just a virtual assistant. I want someone that could work part-time, but be in a support role for my business. And if I hire that right person, and I'm praying for that right person to appear, I'm praying for that right person to support me and my business will appear. I've been maybe beginning of the year wasn't the right time because that was the last time I revisited bringing someone on. But now, after the first quarter, after we've gone through 3 months of the year already, it's now time. And if I was to bring in the right person, and I'm praying that God brings me the right person to be in support, would make parts of my business unnecessary for me to do, and in a lot of my business would be easier if I bring in the right person. My plan is to bring in 3 people on the staff, but one at a time, but one in 3 different roles. But the first role I'm looking to hire for is my outreach help support person. Someone is going to help me. I have leads for speaking opportunities. Someone is going to help me do outreach, follow up, and maintain a CRM. That's their specific task that I want them to do on a daily basis. And I'm going to pay for them, but I'm praying that the universe delivers that person to me. That's my one thing right now.
Amen.
So what's yours?
Amen. Amen.
Do you have one? The one thing, if you were to do that thing, would make other things in your life easier to do or unnecessary.
Easier or unnecessary.
J. Mattier, I had some J. Mattier coffee this weekend and it was phenomenal. Let me tell you how good J. Mattier coffee was.
Which one did you have?
The Columbia. And I made it, I drank a cup of it, right? But we didn't have time for me to finish the cup. So I just left it on the counter and we went to church. And when I came back, I was just gonna throw it out. When I came back, I saw I left a plenty cup, coffee in a cup. I smelled it, and it still smelled like good coffee after sitting for hours. Some coffees after sitting for hours, they don't smell like coffee no more. They smell like hot water. Okay, but his coffee, after sitting on the counter, still smelled like good coffee.
I didn't know that.
It did.
That's good.
You didn't know what?
And it will lose its smell. But Colombian is one of the coffees that Colombian coffee is one of the coffees that I did drink when I drank coffee. I don't drink it like you. I still drink it with a whole bunch of stuff in it. But light and sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not drinking any caffeine.
We have bad. There's some. We know a chiropractor, Grant, Officer Grant. I mean, something Grant, a chiropractor, a friend of yours, right? When I first started getting around, when I first started getting around Lisa, she had this friend that's a chiropractor. Who Dr. Deborah says.
Brian, I think that's what I need too, especially to connect to local faith communities.
Yes, a person on your team. Yes, an outreach person. He used to have this philosophy. I went and I let him treat me one time, and he said, there's certain things you can still do, but just don't do them in the same day. Okay. Like, for example, you can have your coffee, but just don't have coffee in the same day that you drink alcohol. Okay. Really? You have your drink, but don't drink coffee in the same day you drink alcohol.
I'm like, caffeine and alcohol, and I think it was caffeine, alcohol, and what was the third thing? It
was something else he said too, that you could do it, but it was like I always poo-poo that counsel, okay, because that's like people who say nutritionists, people who say you can eat anything you want, but just don't eat them in the wrong combination. Like if you can have a steak, but don't have potatoes with it, but they go together perfectly. Or you can have raisins, but don't eat grapes. Don't eat the whole grape. Peel the skin off the grapes and eat that part. Okay. But I drink coffee in the mornings. Okay, every day I'm gonna drink a cup of coffee, and sometimes two, 1 or 2 cups. That's it. I'm not doing 6 cups a day. I'm doing 1 or 2 cups. And in the evening, when I have my cigar, I'm gonna have a drink. I'm gonna have one drink, and sometimes, but 1 or 2 drinks with my cigar and 1 or 2 drinks of coffee in the morning, I don't think are bad combinations. I never did. And agree with that.
That's okay. Amen.
It's 9:41.
I am telling you, this is going to be a dynamic week for me. But yesterday I almost bought some fruit at the supermarket, but then I was like, I don't want it if it's not good. So I bought some apples that I know I would like, but I want some fruit, some like fruit. What do you call those places? The fruit market fruit.
Or farmers market?
Yeah, the farmers market fruit. Okay. Good morning, George Allen. Gracious morning.
Good morning, Mr. George Allen. I'm gonna ask you the question too. What is your one thing? What is one thing that if you were to do that one thing, if you were to do it, would make other things in your life either easier or not necessary to do? I've already said mine, hiring a teammate, hiring someone to do my outreach for me. Okay, I got 3 VAs. I mean supporters. I want an outreach person. I want uh,
administrative
person, but also want someone that could administrative person, but also do the follow up with every client I ever had, every client that shows any kind of inquiries. Just keep me top of mind. The follow up, all of them, following up with them consistently, marketing to them consistently, that person, and also one person that could do my content, my long form content, my YouTube messages, someone that's good in Canva and Opus Clips. So I want those three people. But first one is the outreach person. Okay, the speaker outreach person. So I'm saying that to you, my loving friends. I'm putting it in the atmosphere. I'm putting it in my thoughts and my prayers as well. Okay, again, I started this concept in late December, early January. I was looking for someone then, and then I put it aside because I was getting a lot of people apply, but I didn't know those folks and I wasn't comfortable with any of them. But the more I've learned, and maybe now is a better time.
What is the one thing that you could just focus on that? You would be in a position that you could either get more done or get closer to your goals than doing it any other way. It's about that time, baby.
It's about that time where we say thank you. And the way we say thank you is on here is with greeting songs and with greeting logos. What's a greeting song? What's a greeting logo? For people who put stuff in the comment section that we can read consistently, we thank them. For example, up first today was Mr. Usama Ra, I think, yes.
He's a Bitcoin king. He's the Bitcoin king. Usama. Bitcoin king. He's the Bitcoin king. Usama.
Is she shaking her shoulders and singing his name in songs? Yes, she is. Why is she doing that? I have
on white and I have on yellow. I can't even see the yellow on this thing.
Go to the next person.
The next person is Jay Mattier.
Jay Mattier's got a song too, and it goes, get ready. Oh, get ready, because here Jay comes. Get ready, because here Jay comes. Get ready, because here Jay comes. Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way.
Hi,
Miss Phyllis is here. Yes. Now we can all have a great day. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Susan Kennedy's got a song too. Susan Kennedy, you're everything I've hoped for.
You're everything I need.
You are so beautiful. That's Susan Kennedy's jam. How's she get a song? She contributes. What's a contribution? Put stuff in the comment section that we can read, like Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt does. She's got a song too. And it goes, Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt will rock you, rock you. Shirley DeJohnette Wyatt will rock you, rock you. Did you see my Facebook post, the picture, the caricature that was made that I had Charles make for me? Did you see it this morning?
No.
Oh, I liked it. I think he did a good job. William Brown's got a song too, and it goes, good morning to our friend Will.
Nobody.
We love him so, and we always will. Our friend Will. Good morning, William Brown.
Good morning.
We did Jay Mattier. We did Shirley.
We did.
Yep.
Dr. Deborah, nonprofit strategist and funding coach.
Did we do Shirley, or did I just think we did Shirley's song? Wyatt will rock you, rock you. Shirley DeJohnette, Wyatt will rock you, rock you. I feel like we did it twice.
I don't know, and I don't remember. We did Miss Phyllis J, Shirley, Dr. Deborah Uzama.
George Allen has a song too. Yes, we've seen that. Susan Kennedy says, I've offered to support you before, Brian. Yes, you did, Susan. And again, that was in the beginning of the year, and I've heard you say it, and you're one of the people I'm certainly thinking about now. George Allen's got a song too, and it goes, and he also goes by the name of Chef Rev, and his song goes, why must I cook like that? Why not hire Chef Rev?
In May.
Nah. Good morning, Chef Rev. How you doing, sir? Yes, she does.
Yes, I do. I have on a yellow shirt, and you can't see it. It's washed out.
Lean back a little bit.
Still can't see it. No. And this is all yellow in the middle here.
It looks white on the screen.
It looks very white.
Yeah. I don't know how to make it. I don't know how to fix it either. But it's 9:47. It's time for us to. Well, we still got a couple of minutes left. I'm hopeful that you are hopeful about today. I hope your attitude about this day is good. This is Monday. A lot of yours, when you go to bed tonight, a lot of the reason why you had a successful day is because of your attitude going into the day. Are you expecting something good? Oh, there's one more thing about the one thing, and it was talking about the thing about um, thinking big versus thinking small. There's one concept of don't set your goals too high. Think about realistic, achievable tasks. And the book, the one thing says that's a mistake. You should not do that. We achieve in direct proportion to what we are willing to attempt. They strongly propose you think bigger and go for bigger ideas. Even some people in some other works talk about your goal should be big enough to scare you. Your goal should be big enough to scare you. It's,
Miss Phillips said it looks pink on her end. Yeah, it's not pink. It looks white on my end. And brother George Allen says I'm good at delegation, but I still believe in hands-on working.
Okay, so you're good at delegating, but you believe in hands-on working. So is there one thing that if you did it would make other things in your world easier? Um, Dr. Deborah says,
I'm very hopeful about this week. I meet up with Joy Elizabeth in Orlando on Friday.
What? Joy Elizabeth's her granddaughter, right?
That's right. Y'all are going to
why do you think she's going to meet in Orlando? What's in Orlando, y'all?
Disney?
Disney,
Land?
Disney World.
Disney World.
Yep.
World.
Yep. Disneyland is in California, and Disney World is in Orlando. And there was something about California land. There's something about land is in the name of something, and world is in the name of Disney World. That's how we can get them. That's how you can get it, but I can't remember off the top of my head.
So it's not working very well.
Not well for me.
Not
But
just
it's
for
either
you.
the OR or something for world and a land, something like that for land. But anyway, she's meeting her granddaughter this weekend.
Yay!
In Orlando so they can enjoy Disney World together. I think that's the coolest thing. Take pictures and post them, please, so we can enjoy seeing the joy of you and your granddaughter. I find that fun when I see people like that and doing stuff like that. It's 9:50.
And we appreciate you coming to hang out with us. We look forward to seeing you on Wisdom Wednesday. And we are trusting that you will make your Monday magnificent. In the meantime and in between time, don't forget to have sex.
Did we mention that we had